Life is full of obstacles. Sometimes these obstacles arise and may be too much for a person to deal with, given the complexity of the legal system in the United States. If a person ever finds him or herself in need of legal services, it is best to find an attorney to help resolve the issue. Lawyers can be very helpful people in these times. There are many different situations where a lawyer may be needed. The question that arises is, where do I find a good, affordable lawyer to help me in my time of need? There are several ways to find a good lawyer, but the best place to start is at the State Bar Association. In California, the Bar Association's website can give referrals for any legal issue you may have. Some of the more common areas of law practiced in the state are personal injury, family, criminal, bankruptcy, and immigration laws. But that is not all. There are lawyers available for just about any legal issue you may find yourself in. Check with the California Bar Association for a more detailed list of attorney services. In the United States, legal help is available for individuals who suffer a fall, for example, or are thinking about a divorce. Sometimes people make mistakes and may be in need of a criminal lawyer. The State Bar Association can help there too. Additionally, those seeking protection of their assets can file a bankruptcy lawsuit with the help of a lawyer. Lastly, if you are experiencing immigration issues, attorneys who specialize in immigration law can be of great assistance. The CBA can even help you find a low-cost attorney if you find yourself short of cash. The CBA can be reached online at www.calbar.ca.gov. One of the most important days of the year is April 15th, which is the deadline for all the United States citizens to file income tax forms. Income tax is a tax placed on working individuals on the money they earned the previous year. Both the state and federal governments impose this tax, and in some cases, city and county also. For most individuals, the employer deducts your federal and state taxes from each pay period. The amount they take from workers is based on a W-4 form that is filled out as part of the hiring process. Each company is required by law to hold income tax from their employees, with few exceptions. In order to gain legal employment in the U.S., a person must have a Social Security number. This is the number individuals use to file their taxes each year. The most common federal tax form used by individuals is the Form 1040, followed by 1040-EZ. These federal tax forms are similar, but the Form 1040 is more complex. The 1040-EZ is a form that many new employees use, especially if they do not earn much money. The rate that a person is taxed is partially based on the number of dependents that person has. For instance, if an individual has a wife and 3 children, the husband can claim 5 dependents, including himself. This person will be taxed at a lower rate than a person who has only 1 or 2 dependents. When filling out the employer's W-4 form, individuals must be honest about the number of dependents they claim. The Internal Revenue Service, IRS, is the agency that collects income taxes for the federal government, and in California, it is the State Tax Franchise Board. Tax forms are available online at www.irs.gov for federal taxes and at www.ftb.ca.gov for California. Occasionally, people in the United States get into conflict with other people who they may or may not know. It could be a result of a traffic accident or a dispute over ownership of an item. The court system tries to get people to resolve their problems without bringing those problems into small claims court, but that is not always possible. When two or more people have a conflict they cannot resolve on their own, small claims court may be a good option to explore. Small claims court is a special court where disputes are resolved quickly and inexpensively. In this court, the rules are simplified and the hearing is informal. Attorneys are generally not allowed. The person who files the claim is called the plaintiff. The person against whom the claim is filed is called the defendant. Additionally, you do not need to be a U.S. citizen to file a suit in this court. Here are some of the things individuals can file a suit for in small claims court. If your former landlord refused to return a security deposit you paid, you can take him to small claims court to get your money back. Another common suit is when a person causes a traffic accident and refuses to pay for the repair of the victim's car. In the U.S., the person who is at fault of the accident is almost always responsible to pay for the damages he or she caused. Another common small claims court case comes when a person lends money to someone who refuses to pay it back. This is definitely something the court can help you with. These are just a few examples of what a person can sue for in small claims court. For more information, visit the California Consumer Affairs website. In the United States of America, a complex educational system exists. It is designed to provide academic skills to its residents. People living in the U.S. can begin their education as early as the age of 3 and continue their academic careers well into adulthood. How long someone goes to school varies greatly from individual to individual. It all depends on what individuals want from the educational system and life in general. Some people are satisfied with achieving a high school diploma, while others strive for higher education. By the time children reach the age of 3, parents will often enroll them into preschool. Some schools offer classes for children who are as young as 2. But 3 is usually the youngest age children begin their education. After preschool comes kindergarten to 6th grade in the public school system. The 6th grade is the last year of elementary school. Once a child has completed elementary school, he or she will be enrolled into high school, which is from grade 9 through 12. When students reach the 12th grade, they have completed their required education. Beyond the 12th grade, furthering your education is optional. At college level in California, the state offers 3 options to continue your academic career. They are the community college system, the California State University system, and the University of California system. Each system is unique. Where a student enrolls depends on the student and what the student's goals are. These are the choices students have for their education. However, there is another choice available, which is private school. Private schools operate much like public schools, with some differences. It is important to look into all your options to see what is the best option for you are. Many students in the United States school system have set professional goals for themselves after their academic careers are over. The U.S. has an extensive network of colleges and universities spread out throughout the country. The common denominator every one of these schools has is the grade point average, GPA. This statistic is used to help select students who apply to an institution of higher learning. A student's GPA is a strong indicator of how he or she will perform at the university level, but it is not the only thing universities measure. Many other factors come into play when a person applies for entrance to a university. Extracurricular activities, community involvement, and personal hardships are all considered in the application process. However, the first thing schools look at is the GPA. GPAs in the U.S. are a standardized method of measuring a student's academic performance. It is based on a 4.0 scale and works together with the A to F grading system. Generally speaking, an A grade will earn the student a 4.0 GPA. If the student receives a B, then his or her GPA comes in at 3.0. C grades equal a 2.0, D 1.0, and an F grade is 0.0. If a student takes 4 classes and receives 2 A's, 1 B, and a C, his or her GPA would be 3.25, which is acceptable at many schools, but not all. The best thing to do is to try to get as many A grades as possible to increase your chances at getting into a highly rated school. The top universities in the country require a GPA of at least 3.5, but it is best to get as close to 4.0 as possible. Most students who apply at top-rated universities have well over a 3.5 GPA. The importance of a student's grade point average, GPA, cannot be understated. This measure of a student's academic performance is an important factor when he or she decides to apply to a university. It is, however, not the only consideration. One of the most important factors universities look at is the student's extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities are simply the work students do outside his or her academic studies. These activities can include joining campus groups or clubs, community involvement, organizing or participating in social or politically themed events, or fundraising for a cause important to that student. Extracurricular activities take many forms and are important to achieving the student's academic goals. One of the easiest ways to get involved in extracurricular activities is to simply join a campus club. There are many clubs on campus that might interest students. To find a list of the clubs in your high school or college has to offer, go to the Associated Student Union, a student government organization, to ask for a list. Additionally, nearly every department has a club associated with it. For instance, the psychology department probably has a psychology club. The engineering department will also have a club or two. The same goes for math and English departments, but there are many more available to choose from. Community involvement is another good way to show university officials your extracurricular activities. There are countless volunteer opportunities students can engage in, which help both the community and the student. Working with the homeless or disabled residents of the community looks good on a college application. Getting politically involved with a cause or a specific political candidate can also show university officials your commitment to improving your life and the lives of others. The more a student is involved in extracurricular activities, the better. In the United States, there are many different types of schools students can enroll in after high school. In California, students have 3 public colleges and universities to choose from. They are the community college system, which has more than 113 schools statewide, the 23 Cal State universities, and the 10 University of California schools. Each school is unique from the other. The community college system can be seen as a stepping stone for admittance into a Cal State or UC school. They offer lower division classes that are transferable to both university systems. Cal State schools are more education-based, while UCs are more research-based schools. So where a student attends after high school or community college depends on the individual. One other option exists for those seeking a college education. It is vocational school. Vocational schools are generally not part of California's public school system, although there are exceptions. Some of the Cal States offer vocational courses in various fields. These schools include Cal Poly Pomona, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and Cal State Channel Islands. These 3 schools offer vocational training in specific areas that might appeal to some students. Traditional vocational schools can be found throughout the state. These schools offer classes in nearly all vocational studies, such as automotive technology, information technology, and technical trainings in the medical field. Vocational schools can be an attractive option for some students who do not want to commit to a 4-year college program. Students who attend these schools can earn both degrees and certificates in their chosen fields in as little as 6 months to a couple of years, depending on the course of study. Be sure to check the graduation and job placement rates for these schools before selecting one. One of the most important decisions a parent has to make is where to place his or her child into school. It is the second most important decision you will make as a parent, apart from deciding to have children in the first place. It is a very personal decision that is based on many factors. Some of those factors are having a strong teacher and child relationship, ensuring the school you choose is proficient in math and English studies, and picking a school your child is comfortable with. The connection between a child and a teacher is more important than any curriculum. Think of it this way. Your 3- or 4-year-old is accustomed to being surrounded by loving people like his or her parents or siblings throughout the day. And the school is your children's first time to spend a large portion of their day away from those people. You want to look for a preschool teacher who is good with students, takes pride in his or her students' progress, and is consistently open to their improvement. The only way to know all this is to talk to your teacher. English and math proficiency is the key to a successful academic career. It is okay to ask about a school's success rate in these two critical areas. Pick a school that has shown a solid history of student academic success in these subjects. If a school is good at teaching these basic skills, then there is a good chance your child will benefit from it. Another thing to remember is your child's feelings. Children are more perceptive than you may realize, and they lack the ability to successfully communicate this to adults. So talk to your child, ask them how they feel about the school, and listen carefully to what they say.